It is official. The former center for the Boston Celtics, Al Horford, has been in talks all season long in free agency to move around and not come back to the Boston Celtics, as there have been many rumors of him going to the Golden State Warriors, and it seems like now that is where he will end up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on Celtics Digest. I am your host, Patrick Billings. And of course, before we get into anything, guys, if you're loving the content that we're dropping here on Celtics Digest, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got Media Day coming up within less than a week now. The season is really starting to pick up a little bit, and a lot more news and updates are going to be coming. So if you guys want to hear some of those things, make sure you come to the Celtics Digest channel and check out what we got dropping for you, because as soon as news is dropping, we're going to bring it to you here on Celtics Digest. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So of course, we are talking about Al Horford, and there has been a lot of questions going on with Al Horford this offseason and what he is going to do. And of course, there have been many talks with the Golden State Warriors. That has been the number one team that he has been linked to. Of course, the Boston Celtics would have loved to have Al Horford back, and I'm sure a lot of you fans also wanted Al Horford back. But with everything that the Celtics are going on with the luxury tax and the salary cap, it really makes it difficult for Al Horford to return to the Boston Celtics. And I think another thing too is with the Jayson Tatum injury, so that brings in a lot of different pieces to where Al Horford wants to go and win another championship. And if he's only going to play one more season, he is not going to want to come back to the Celtics, because their chances are a little bit lower with a lot of changing pieces and no Jayson Tatum possibly this year. So let's get into this article here about Al Horford going to the Golden State Warriors, as a few other NBA squads at this stage of the offseason have some mid-level exceptions through which they could sign him to non-minimum deals. But the appeal of joining a pseudo-contender, albeit in the very talented, very crowded Western Conference, appears to be swaying him to the Warriors' direction. And of course, this definitely makes sense for the Golden State Warriors as well, because he is a stretch big. He could bang those threes like the Warriors love to do, just like the Celtics, and that's why he fit in so well. And I think that his versatility on the defensive side, he could still bring it. We saw him guarding a lot of the bigger stars in the playoffs. I think this is something that I talked about in the past months, come playoff time, that he was constantly guarding Giannis and Embiid and playing them very well defensively. And I think even though of his age, he could still bring it on the defensive end and definitely give you some spurt minutes on offense, creating more space on the three-point line. And for a team that loves to shoot like the Warriors, I think that it's a perfect fit for him. And you know what? It's not the way out that I wanted Al Horford to end. I wanted his career to end in Boston, but if he wanted to play one more year, it's his decision on where he wants to be. And of course, Bobby Manning suggested that there is no chance for the former All-NBA and All-Defensive honoree will re-sign with Boston, noting that general manager and team president Brad Stevens even suggested way back in June that Al Horford was unlikely to return. And quote, there is probably still some Celtics fans wondering, oh, if things don't work out here, he could end up on the Celtics. And I'm sure a lot of you guys were thinking that as well. I still have my hopes in the back of my head, because I do love Al Horford, and like I just said, I wish he ended his career here. But I don't think there's any chance of that happening, Bobby Manning says, noting that Stevens pretty much said in June he's gone, so I do not imagine there's a chance he'll be on the Celtics this year. But Bobby Manning suggested that Al Horford wants to play multiple years beyond this year, So it's definitely interesting to hear some of that. Some of the wording Bobby Manning brings in here. Of course, we know that Brad Stevens had a huge press conference. I believe that this one was right after the draft when he brought this up about how Al Horford coming back to the Boston Celtics, and Brad pretty much telling everybody that he's not going to be back. And that's when everything started to ramp up with the Warriors, and even retirement was something that Al Horford was thinking about. And there was a lot of talks behind the scenes on if he was going to retire, because it really had that feel everybody thought that he would have made his decision months ago. And now when we're getting closer and closer to training camp, maybe the thought in his mind is retirement. But now that things are starting to pick up a little bit more with the Warriors in talks, maybe it seems like he is going to be a Golden State Warrior. And I believe one thing that goes into that as well that was brought up was Jonathan Kuminga's contract, as the Warriors want to make a deal with Jonathan Kuminga, bring him back and see how much money they have to bring in a guy like Al Horford. And of course, if he ends up being traded or sent anywhere else like the Kings that have been brought up with Jonathan Kuminga, of course, some options are there money-wise for the Golden State Warriors to bring in Al Horford. And lastly, the 6'9" Florida product was reportedly offered a deal to rejoin Boston, which, due to cap considerations, of course, something that we have been talking about a lot, is likely worth a veteran's minimum. He remains a potent piece, and on the Warriors could offer a unique 3-and-D look at the center position with real size that the team has rarely enjoyed during the Steph Curry era. And I think we know with watching the Warriors a ton, especially in that rough Celtics-Warriors championship run. I think that with the Warriors, they've kind of been running some quit and post over on the three-point line, kind of getting Trace Jackson-Davis less and less minutes, and bringing someone like Al Horford gives them that option to spread out the floor on offense and give them more chances on a three-point line and give them that stretch big look that they really haven't had. And I think that this brings a lot to the Golden State Warriors, and it brings a lot to Al Horford in his career as well. I think as a Celtics fan, we definitely have to be happy for Al Horford that he's still going to go out there at 38, 39 years old, play at a decently high level, and you definitely got to respect that with how well he still is playing offensively. We know the type of player that he used to be, really just being a low post big man, definitely had the jump shot, but nothing more than a three-point shot until later in his career, and now he creates himself to be more valuable for other teams because of his three-point shooting, as he's shot so well in the past couple of seasons from the three-point line. And hopefully Al Horford gets what he wants out of this. Hopefully he could go and get a chance at that one last run that he wants. I mean, as a Celtics fan, of course, I'm going to be rooting for the Boston Celtics to win a championship every single year in and year out, regardless of the situation that is going on with the Boston Celtics right now. My hopes are always going to be for another ring, but I think that I will also be rooting for Al Horford in his career, and hopefully not retiring, and does end up joining this Golden State Warriors team, as they have a bunch of pieces still. They have Jimmy Butler, they got Steph Curry, and adding Al Horford to that team, I think that it might be a really fun team to watch, and something to watch Al Horford just go out and have some fun basketball to end his career, and hopefully it ends up on a good note for him. And guys, that's going to be it for this video, just doing an update on Al Horford, where it looks like he is going to be a Golden State Warrior, whether that's in the next couple of days and right before training camp. But I will let you guys know as soon as that signing happens here on Celtics Digest. So if you like this one, drop a like on the video and let me know your comments below what you think about Al Horford going to the Golden State Warriors, or do you think that he should be moving on to retirement and maybe pick up a career in coaching and join the Boston Celtics that way? I think that would be another great option for Al Horford to come and be a Celtic once again. And thank you guys again for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Let's go Boston Celtics, and peace out, everybody.